So, hello my Beatles friends. Finally, this day is here. Today I'm gonna make a special video. I'm gonna make a celebration video. Today is 18th of October 2018. Today is the 5th anniversary of this. This happened with me 5 years ago. So, on 18th of October 2000, I'm gonna put it here so it will be visible in display. Okay, so I'm gonna hold it. 5 years ago today, I was in London and I got my autograph from Paul McCartney in person. And this video I decided to dedicate to that event, the 5th anniversary, and I wanted to share with you the full story behind it, how it happened. And yeah, it was a fascinating 2-day trip to London, and I'd like to share it with you. Unfortunately, a couple of months ago my hard drive with all my pictures was damaged and some pictures were lost, but lucky for me, the people that I met there were kind enough to share with me their pictures. So while I will be telling you the story, I will try to put also in a frame. I would like to also put some pictures. So how everything began. In September 2013, we had the announcement that the album will be released. And we had the cover. This is the regular CD cover. Was announced, and there was no information about anything that was gonna happen. The only thing that happened at that time, it was the surprise show in New York in Times Square. So having known that in 2008, when a Memory Almost Full album was released, he also did HMV store signing, and I thought to myself, this exactly is going to happen with this album. So without any further information, I booked a ticket to London from 10th of October until 15th of October. So I was there on 14th of October, and I bought 3 copies of the album, this, and the signed one. I also have the receipt from the HMV store, the original receipt that I bought. So this one says here 14th of October 11:50. I don't know if it's visible or not. No, I don't think it's visible. So this is the original receipt. So I bought, first of all, I bought this album, and then I bought additional 2 copies because I was hoping to get an autograph from Paul McCartney. So I was hanging around in London from 10th until 14th of October, so I bought my albums, and on 14th of October in the evening I was already going back home to Germany. And how it was, I remember that in the afternoon I had my PC with me. In the afternoon I went to the internet and I saw on Twitter the message that he's going to promote the album in America on 14th and 15th. So I was kind of disappointed because I went to London blindly just to buy the album on the first day of release, and I didn't know anything about his plans. So that was kind of blind trip, and I was kind of disappointed. So I was already packing my stuff to go back to Germany. And on 14th in the evening I had the bus to go to the Stansted airport, and all of a sudden came on the Twitter came the notification that on 18th of October he will come to London to make the HMV store signing. So I was lucky enough that I had a PC with me, so I could track the information on time, in the real time. So I wasn't late with the information. So right there and then I wanted to prolong my stay in that room that I was renting for 5 days, and the girl who was renting the room in a house said that the room is already booked and there are no empty rooms. So I had a problem staying in London, so I had only 1 hour before the bus. So I decided not to rush with the room. I had to go back home to Germany for 1 day at least. And right there, still being in London, I booked another ticket from Germany to London again from 17th of October until 19th of October. That was possible. So I went back home, and on 15th in the morning, I arrive to Germany. So I go to work, and I had some meetings to do. And the next morning, well, in the 16th, I pack my stuff. I canceled my work and everything, and then I go back to the airport. And there was some kind of a delay. I don't know what happened, but I was waiting at least like 4 or 5 hours in the airport. And the 17th of October, I arrive in London, back in London, and I approach the passport control. And the guy the experienced guy who was there, he had a trainee also, so he had to explain everything to trainee. And I was the example. I was lucky. And he's looking at my passport and he says, "Hey man, you were here yesterday. What was the urge to go back home and come back after like 25, 30 hours? What's the problem?" And I decided to tell him that, I just had things to do, and then he asks me, "Why did you come back? What happened?" So I understood that I have to tell him the whole story. So I told him these specific words. I'm going to tell you the whole story, okay? So I explained him that this Paul McCartney's new album, and I'm showing him this copy, not this one, this stayed in Germany, this copy, and I said that Paul McCartney released a new album, and I was hoping to meet him and to get his autograph, but he didn't come, and he gave the information about the signing already later when I already had a ticket, so I had to buy another ticket. So it's not my problem, it's Paul McCartney's problem. He gave the information later. That was kind of a joking thing. We laughed. So he understood what I want to do, and he said, he was like a couple of seconds he think, and then he said, "You're gonna meet Paul McCartney in person?" I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna meet Paul McCartney in person." "You are so lucky, yeah." Then he asked me a couple of more questions, and then he put the stamp in my passport, and he said, "Good luck." So that was kind of a good sign. And then I arrived to the Stratford station in London. That was 11, something like to 11:30 on 17th of October. So I thought to myself, I had enough time, and I want to eat something, to drink something. So I went to a coffee shop, and I kind of relaxed, no rush, nothing. And the another room that I booked was not far away from St. John's Wood station, not far away from the Abbey Road. And there was a direct bus from Oxford Street, from HMV store to Abbey Road. That wasn't too difficult to get there. So I thought to myself, okay, I will go to the HMV store first. I will find all the information that I can, and then I will go back to sleep. I go to the room and sleep. So I enter the store. The same store where I was 3 days ago. And I saw that this album, the deluxe version, was already sold out, and I saw that only these couple of copies were left, and there are no other signs of Paul McCartney's presence, which is going to be tomorrow. So I approached one of the workers, and I asked him, "Is it right that here Paul McCartney is going to be tomorrow?" And he says, "Yes, the event is tomorrow." So I asked him, why isn't there any sign or nothing? He said, We don't do it here in the store. You have the information in the internet. Yeah, okay, I understood that. And then lucky for me, I was fortunate enough to ask him the question, "Can I take my place in a queue or write my name somewhere that I'm here?" And he said, "You are late. They are already queuing." And I asked, "Who is queuing?" And he took me outside, and he showed me this queue, and this you can see on the picture. Yeah, so this is how we sat, and that was on the left side of the store, under some construction. So we were sitting there, and I counted. I was number 15. No, I was number 16. So a couple of guys were sitting there, like a company, and one woman was sitting there. Her name is Lisa. I still keep in touch with her, and without her support, that would be impossible. That would be very difficult. And she saw that I'm with a suitcase and I have a lot of stuff, and she told me that you need to go to hotel, right? Okay, so you can drop your things here. We will hold your spot in the line. If you come back very soon, and you can go back to the hotel and then come back. So that's exactly what I did. I left some of my things there, I knew that I was after her, and I went to the to the apartment. So I left my laptop and my things over there, and 2 hours later I came back. So that was when I left, it was something like 2 p.m. and when I came back it was 4 p.m. So from that moment on, we were sitting there on the under the construction in somewhere on Passage, and waiting. And all of a sudden, and we thought we were lucky that we are in this place because it was October, and we thought that if the rain hits, then yeah, we're safe. And when I thought that, in that very moment, the security guys came from the event and from the store, and they told us that this place we were sitting is a private, so the owner doesn't allow us to sit there, so we have to move. And they moved us to the street, as you can see it on the following picture. We were sitting on the pavement outside and just camping, just the only thing that we missed was a fire. So there was a lot of talking about the Beatles and about the music, and we were pranking the people, and it was fun, it was laugh, and we made a lot of pictures. Like I said, my hard drive is broken, so I lost my pictures, but with these pictures you can understand what was happening over there. So that was the situation until like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I went back for another hour. I went back to the room to change my clothes or something, to eat, to get prepared for another day. And at 5 o'clock in the morning I come back and I see the guard already standing beside the door in a black suit and with a headphone here. And he was preparing the entrance, and he was preparing the wristbands. I mean, this wristband that you see over here. And then they told us that we know who is after whom, so you can stand in line and show us your wrists, because we have to put the wristband. So it was something 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and then we were allowed to go inside the store. The guys who were with the wristband, they had to go to the -1 floor, and we were sitting there from 8 o'clock in the morning until 2 o'clock p.m. We weren't allowed to leave, only once or twice. And a lot of people started to come, and security. I mean, the place started to get prepared. It was crowded. That was a mess. And all of a sudden there is an announcement that Paul McCartney was preparing to make a show on the Covent Garden gig. And we decided to go. And the security girl told us, if you are not back here until 3 o'clock, you will not be allowed back, even though you have a wristband. So everybody wanted to have the autograph badly, so nobody left. Everybody just said, we don't need the show, we are staying. And I thought to myself, right, I saw Paul McCartney a couple of times in the show already, but my highest priority today is to get the autograph. So I stayed. When the signing was announced, there was some kind of a question and some kind of a competition. So the people who were first to answer, they were included in some kind of a list. And they had the golden wristband. So these were the fans that got their autograph for sure. We were optional. I mean, it could be cut in every moment, and just to be lucky. But all this time, while sitting in the -1 store, as you can see on this picture, I never lost the hope. So I kind of felt that I will get my autograph. I don't know why, but that was the feeling. And when we came upstairs, this place was secured by the fence. So because the people were not allowed there, because the security would be standing there and Paul McCartney would be standing there. But before he arrived, this place was empty, and I had a chance to go inside and make that picture that you can see right now. Only picture that I could take, only opportunity that I could take, and I was lucky to have that nice picture. And then I went back to -1 store and started to wait for Paul. And then when he arrived, there was a screaming and shouting and mess, and we were not allowed to go up and see him because we had to stand in a line. And the security guard told us, if you go up, you don't come back, you lose your line. So we were standing patiently and we were waiting until the queue would start moving. So first of all, he had to sign the 60 guys that already were standing up upstairs, that were called by the list, by some kind of a, yeah, so the assistant was calling by name. And then our queue started to move. That was already like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so getting closer to the evening, 6 o'clock, something like that. And we started to move, and when I approached, the cameraman that was filming, he moved the camera towards the crowd. And that was very, very upsetting for me, because I do not have a footage like how Paul McCartney is signing my autograph. So I have only the pictures. And when I approached Paul McCartney, the security guard took this CD from me. He took out the booklet. He took out the CD, and he allowed me to take only this with me. He also took my phone, my keys, my passport, everything was taken away from me. So I approached Paul McCartney in bare hands. Then he looked at me and he said, "Hello, thank you for buying the CD," or I don't remember what he said. And he told me, "What's your name?" I said, "My name is Jack, and can you please sign it for my brother as well?" And he said, "What is your brother's name?" I said, "My brother's name is Costa." And then he asked me how you spell it. I said, "With C." And then I told him, "Can you please write best wishes?" And he said, "No, I just write my name on it." And I said, "Thank you very much." And he said, "Yeah, that's enough." And then he said, "Thank you very much for buying the CD. Come to the show. It was very nice to meet you." It was very nice and very polite, and it was a great pleasure. I mean, having chat with Paul McCartney for a couple of minutes, and then I thanked him for making such a great music, and that we're listening all our lives. And he said, "Come on, don't worry about it." Like, "No worries, not at all. It's easy." Yeah. So then I was the other guard took my hand like that. I mean, like gently like that, and he like hinted me, you know. It's time to move, man. Come on, move. I mean, don't hold the line. So that was a couple of minutes that I had with Paul McCartney, and that was wonderful. So he signed to Jack and Costa, and his autograph, and then I went out. Then I had my camera, and I was standing outside on the opposite side of the street, and then his limo came, or it's a limo, I don't remember. And in the footage that appears here on the deluxe version on the DVD. Here it says HMV. I can see myself clearly. I'm standing behind the car with the camera with a revolver picture on my chest, and there are some frames that I can see myself clearly. So this is the proof that I was there, and this is the proof that I got my autograph personally. And only 2 people have touched that CD and the cover. Only Paul McCartney and me. So I guess I still have Paul McCartney's fingerprints on it, but nobody's gonna check it out. So that's pretty much the story that happened. And there was a very fortunate consequences of facts, and everything happened very easily. I didn't worry that I might not get my autograph. Of course, there were some people that were very upset because in 1 second that everything was stopped because it was very dangerous because of the people. So the security stopped the event, and many people started to cry and were upset. But you know, you cannot satisfy all of them. Although there were some people who came after us to the queue, and they tried to sneak to the queue before us. But sitting there for 20 hours, we couldn't allow anybody to go before us. So that's pretty much the story of this wonderful item. And I'm very happy that I had a chance to meet with Paul McCartney, and today it's the 5th anniversary of that. And this is the collectible item that will stay forever in my collection. This is not bought, this is taken personally, and this is the best thing that I could ever get to my collection. This is the most valuable thing that I have. And yeah, this is how it goes to my children. So this is the original wristband that I was talking about. Okay, so happy anniversary to me and all the guys who were with me there. And now I want to thank some people who helped me. So first of all, I would like to thank a lady whose her name is Lisa Newton Steele. Hi Liz, if you're watching this, I have to thank you because without your support that would be very difficult right there, because I remember how you helped me and I will never forget it. And thank you for the pictures that you gave me. And also I would like to thank the guy whose name is Jason Hobbs. He also was there with me. He was a couple of guys before me, and he also contributed to this video some pictures. And thank you very much again, Jason. Nice to meet you. We are friends on Facebook. So and all the other guys who were there with me, who recognized me, who remember me. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you like this story, like the video, and I hope you have also your story, your video, and you can share with me how you got your Paul McCartney's autograph in person. So if you have the deluxe version, you can watch the official short video what happened there in HMV store, and whatever I showed you, it's the same event from the other side. So thank you very much for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.